Greetings and welcome to Causeless Joy Tarot. I am the Golden Light Goddess, and I am here today to do a general tarot reading for the sign of Aries for the month of February 2018. I am a little late getting my readings done this month. The energy at the top of the month was just insane, so I was not able to get my readings published at the time that I normally would publish them, but I am here now to complete those readings. And today we'll be using two decks. The first one is the Morgan Greer deck for the main portion of the reading, which will be a 5-card reading today. And then we will also be using drawing one additional guidance card from Kyle Gray's Keepers of the Light, which, by the way, is fast becoming one of my most favorite oracle decks to use. Now, if you'll recall from January, we did general readings that also included one guidance card, one tarot card for each month of 2018. And Aries, your card for February is the Star card. Now, the Star card is a very powerfully beautiful card. It represents hope, creativity, renewal, healing, and it's just a very positive card to have overlighting your energy and your spread for the month of February. So let's go ahead now and take a look at the rest of your cards to see how they're lining up with this wonderful star energy here. So calling on my guides, teachers, helpers, angels, all that loves and surrounds the sign of Aries, asking for guidance, clarity, vision, and wisdom as we look at the energies for the sign of Aries for the month of February 2018. Giving thanks in advance to all that is loving for perfect clarity, vision, and wisdom. God, grant me the serenity to accept things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Giving thanks in advance for clarity as we look at the energies for the sign of Aries for the month of February 2018. All right. And also you'll notice that I have some cards laying on the table here already. Those cards represent the energy that we'll be looking at here with the 5 cards. Asking for 5 cards that will give Aries the highest information and guidance for the month of February 2018. All right, that feels good, Aries. Let's go ahead and cut the cards. And let's get your 5 cards going here. All right, so we're starting out in the relationship sector here with the 3 of Wands coming up in the reverse. Now, relationships, of course, can mean love relationships or casual relationships, work relationships. There are all sorts, and even our relationship with ourselves. So this 3 of Wands here in the reverse is really speaking to delays and setbacks. All right. With the 3 of Wands. So again, these are general readings in nature. You will know where this 3 of Wands, which area of your relationships are where you're experiencing these delays and setbacks. Also with plans not going, things not going according to plan, right? So if this, for instance, if this is a business relationship, it could be that you didn't get the news that you were expecting or waiting for as it relates to a business decision. If it's in regards to a personal or a love relationship, it could very well be that you're experiencing some sort of setback or plans not manifesting the way that you expected them to, and those setbacks and failures are affecting your relationship at a very visceral level. So that's what's coming in the relationship sector for Aries for February. Now, let's take a look here at your abundance card. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune coming up in the reverse. So, upright, the Wheel of Fortune is about, you know, gain, good fortune, and a turning point for you. In the reverse, however, the Wheel of Fortune does speak more of what we were just talking about here in the relationship area with the setbacks. It's more of feeling like you're stuck, you know, unable to move forward. And because this is coming in the abundance sector, it more than likely will impact your financial status in the month of February, making you feel like things aren't going according to plan, which is what we were just talking about in the relationships sector here. You know, feeling a sense of not being in control of how things are shaping up. These two cards are related. This issue or challenge that you're experiencing or may experience in the month of February with this Three of Wands coming up in the reverse, indicating delays or setbacks. And then we also have the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse in your financial sector, which furthers that feeling of stuckness or like you're not in control of your financial, which also could impact, of course, your relationships, whether they be personal or business or any other relationships. These two cards combined would create a very staticky energy there around the finances. All right, so in your position, you do have the Page of Rods or the Page of Wands in the traditional tarot deck. And this card is about how you're viewing your situation. How are you relating to the energies that are active for you in the current moment? This card is it's being active, so it's indicating that you're involved in your situation. You're viewing your situation as in doing as much, taking as much action as you possibly can right now to better your situation. This card does signify either a new career, a new idea, or a new project. So there may be something new. The Page of Rods may be signifying that there is some newness in store for Aries in the month of February. So be alert and mindful and watching for this new energy to come in and begin to manifest in your life. Now, in the challenge position, you do have the Seven of Swords coming in the upright, and this card is indeed a challenging card. It's the Death card. It's about betrayal and dishonesty. And so when we see this in the challenge position, it means that, you may have to contend with some level of dishonesty or betrayal as your challenge in the month of February. So what I'm seeing here is a lot of staticky energy here, which is quite surprising considering that you have the card of hope and renewal as your overall energy. And what Spirit wants you to know right now, Aries, is that you do have this air about yourself that will allow you to move through these challenging, this staticky energy that's noted here for you in the month of February, that there is this silver lining of hope and renewal and healing. In other words, the things that you find yourself dealing with and working through in the month of February will ultimately prove that to be building blocks, things that help to build up your stamina, your coping mechanism, your ability to stay grounded and moving forward even in the face of adversity. So there is this silver lining surrounding this energy that is coming through for the sign of Aries. Again, looking at a potential betrayal of some sort in the month of February as your challenge card. So let's move on now to your advice card. And we do have the Two of Cups coming up in the reverse, indicating in the upright, it's a really strong partnership. It means that you're collaborating and communicating very effectively. In the reverse, however, it's just the opposite. It's about separating or not being interested, and it also could mean arguments, being involved in arguments, things of that nature, because again, in the upright, it is about communicating effectively with your partner or your mate, and in the reverse, it's just the opposite of that. So when I see this as an advice card, Spirit is first of all letting you know that, you're not alone and completely distraught by this staticky energy. This energy is not bigger than you are. You are ultimately very loved and guided and cared for by the universe. And this energy that you're going to more than likely find yourself working through in the month of February, it is an energy that will allow you to grow as a result, because again, we have the Star as your overriding energy, a card of healing, hope, and renewal. So again, Spirit is letting you know here that, with this card coming out as your final outcome or your advice card here, that there is the potential for discontentment in the month of February as it relates to your relationships as well as your finances. But again, you are not alone. You will learn and grow from the experience that you find yourself having in the month of February, and ultimately you'll pull out of this just fine. All right, so let's take a look now at the final guidance card for the sign of Aries for the month of February. Calling on my guides, spiritual helpers, and teachers, asking for one additional guidance card for the sign of Aries. Oh, wow, okay. There was one that almost came out, but it folded itself back up into the deck, and then this one jumped out right behind it. So Cernonos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. All right. Well, Aries, at the very least, your sensual and sexual powers will apparently be increased in the month of in the month of February. This life force energy, right? Life force, when I think of that type of energy, I think of the sun. The sun is the most life-giving, life force energy, and it reminds me of your overall card, the star card here. So you're reminded here to express your passion. Aries is a very passionate, fiery sign, so you're reminded to express that passion out in the world, and also to be very mindful of the potential of the challenges that are indicated here in your spread for the month of February. Again, I'm taking note of the financial challenges, as well as this challenge, especially the theft card coming in to challenge you. But if you look here at your position as the Page of Wands, you're looking right at this theft card. You're looking at the betrayal. You're looking at, so by that, what I'm picking up is there's awareness here about this situation, and whatever this situation is representing as your challenge, you absolutely have the ingenuity, the wherewithal, as well as the life force to handle that situation. All right. So that's what's coming in for Aries for the month of February. I do wish you a very prosperous and pleasant rest of your February. I thank you for joining me here, and I look forward to seeing you back here in the month of March. Namaste.